Hey y'all, it's Chris from Frontsight. You know, since 2020, really when COVID kind of hit, you started to see ammunition prices spike. Right? It was harder to get. They weren't making it quite as much as they used to. Had a hard time finding certain parts to make rounds, like the powder, the primer. So it got very difficult for a while to find ammo. And when you could find it, it was a ridiculous price. So it becomes very important that if we are going to train and maintain our proficiency with firearms, we need to have a way to train. Well, one of those ways we always talk about as instructors is we talk about doing dry fire. And dry fire is just you with your gun, click, racket, click, racket, click, and you do that hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times as much as you can. And the purpose behind that is really just to get you in the feel of that motion, to build that repetition, what some people call muscle memory or myelination. It's just a general idea of you doing it so often that it becomes second nature. And that's good, but some of the problems with doing certain types of training is it creates training scars. Not saying necessarily that dry fire does. But what I'm saying is sometimes you that click and come back, you start to become complacent and you stop giving every repetition the emphasis and the focus that it really deserves. And that's just human nature. It's not something that anyone's really doing badly or wrong. It's just something that happens. So what is something you can do to combat that? Well, I want to tell you about a product that I saw at SHOT Show and that is relatively popular, right? It's well known. I've seen it on Facebook, if you can see their Facebook ads, but it's called Mantis. And you've probably seen it out there. But I actually have two pieces of equipment from Mantis. I have the Mantis Titan-X, which is this cool red pistol. There's no charge to it. You don't rack it anyway. It's got two magazines. This is a battery pack. And what you do is you just come up on target, click, 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 and you can press the trigger and it gives you that laser off on the wall or whatever you put. So if you have, say, in your house and you want to get that repetition of coming up, getting on target, pressing the trigger, you can do that. You don't need targets. You just put sticky notes on the walls, or you pick that painting or whatever. And you can shoot those items, and you download their app on your phone, and the app gives you your split times and kind of tells you what you're doing if you're doing something wrong with your shooting. So that's the other kind of part of training and doing dry fire is if you've never really been taught the right way to do it, you don't have that form set, it's going to be very difficult for you to take that form and fix it. So the Mantis Titan-X, it feels and looks similar to a Glock 19. It's got the same size, the same lower receiver as a Glock 19 feel anyway, and it's built like a Glock, right? I'm sure they have different models out there. I really haven't done a whole lot of research into it, but a buddy of mine got a hold of these and they let me borrow them so I can mess with them and do some training and shoot a video. So it's really cool. It's lightweight. It's very plastic, but you can do a lot of things with it. It will fit in your holster. You can draw from holster, come up on target, and get on target. But it's really good for that getting on target, click, 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 and you can see what you're hitting with that laser. And again, when you download that app, it'll tell you on the app specifically what you're doing. So let's talk about fixing things, right? If you're going to do 1,000 reps at something, it needs to be 1,000 correct repetitions, right? So if you do something wrong 10 times, it's going to take 100 reps, 100 good reps to get rid of those 10 times you did it wrong. So you need to think about that. So you need to make sure that every time you're putting in the repetitions, that you're doing it correctly, you're doing it with focus, and you are going all the way through the follow through. Okay, so make sure you're doing that as well. But like I said, these tools like this, like Mantis is fantastic. This is a pretty sturdy piece of equipment. I can even mount a red dot on here if I wanted to. But it's really, really good piece of equipment, really helpful, especially if it's all you have is your apartment, your house, and you don't want your guns out or whatever, and you want to dry fire. This is a really good tool to do that. And then when you get to the range, you can take what you've done at home with the Mantis, and you can apply it to your live fire weapon system. So earlier I said weapon system, and I was showing you the pistol, the Titan-X. What I didn't show you was the Blackbeard. Mantis has another one called the Blackbeard, and it fits in your rifle. That's right. You got one that takes the place of your bolt carrier group in your magazine. And here in just a minute, I'll kind of show you how it works and walk you through the steps of using it as well. All right, so like I said, it takes the place of your bolt carrier group and your magazine. So like you can see here, it's one piece. It's a bolt carrier group, basically polymer piece. that goes in, slides in, sits there. You close up your upper receiver and your lower receiver, and then all you got to do is you take the magazine, which has basically the battery pack in it, and you insert it into your rifle. Okay, stuck in there, good to go. Now all I got to do is, again, if it's not unsafe, or if it's unsafe, it's not going to shoot. But if I come here, I get on target, as I press the trigger, it resets my trigger for me. So it does a lot of things for you. This one gives you the green laser, and also it puts it on the wall, and also it resets your trigger, so that way if you want to come up real quick and get on target, start shooting, you can actually get on target pretty fast, just like you're doing live fire, and you can do what you need to do, right? So it's really good for training if you're in a home, if you're, it's a rainy day, you can't obviously shoot live rounds outdoors, an outdoor range, so you're in a classroom. It's a really good piece of equipment to have on you or have with you, so you can do rifle and pistol training either separately, or you can combine them and do them all together. So if your rifle goes down, boom, boom, click, you can come back up and engage with your pistol. And that app on your phone can show you hundreds and hundreds of different drills you can do if you're doing training, and it can tell you exactly where your mistakes are. So it's a really good piece of equipment. It's a really cool tool, and I really suggest, if you have the opportunity, they're not that expensive, get out there and find one, try it out for yourself, and try to purchase yourself one. My favorite's the Blackbeard, because I love the rifle. It's a lot of fun to shoot. This one's my 300 blackout build, 10.5 inch. But I really love shooting this thing, and I really hope that you guys get out there and keep training. All right? Hope to see you all in the next one. Welcome to the revolution. Welcome to Front Sight.